Thank you. I normally try and be brief, and I apologize I'm losing my voice. I've been doing a lot of talking over the last 48 hours. I'm going to describe a personal process for me with regards to this issue. And in it, I'm going to certainly acknowledge some of my shortcomings as a council member and as a human being. I'm trying. I apologize. I've lost my voice. First off, I've received in excess of 200 emails on this issue, and I want to apologize. The vast majority of those I've not been able to respond to just for the sheer overwhelming number and in the short time period in which I received them, in addition to in excess of 50 voicemails that were left on my home telephone. I can easily say that the overwhelming majority of those correspondences and communications were opposed to this proposition. They went into varying degrees of detail in why they were opposed to this proposition. And so I want to give a little bit of background on this. We receive in our packets routine correspondence with regards to the various proclamations. And this is where I'm going to acknowledge my shortcoming as a council member. I don't always read those because they're usually mundane and generic. That's the reality of it. The first that this came to my attention, I received a text message on Saturday that read substantially, and I'm just going to read a portion of the text message, if I can get it pulled up here. Here it is. Just a heads up on the Gay Pride Proclamation, you will probably be receiving a lot of calls. Now, my honest first reaction to that is, what in the hell is that? Gay Pride Proclamation? I missed that. So I dutifully pulled out my council packet and read the agenda item and the proclamation. And what I discovered was a proclamation of the mayor concerning the declaration of the month of October as Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgendered History Month. My immediate reaction, and this is indicative of my shortcoming as a human being, is, what is that? So I went out and, you know, the joy of the modern age, you can Google anything. So I Googled Gay History Month just to see what would pop up. What popped up was the following description and discussion on Wikipedia. And I want to read this just to be accurate in my comments as to what Gay History Month is. And in that process, I was shocked to learn that the federal government has already declared October on a national level, the United States Congress, as Gay History Month. So if you are deeply and adamantly opposed to Gay History Month, I hope you took the time to communicate that to Tom Cole and other members of the United States Congress. I didn't, frankly, know that. You know, why October? I guess, according to the history, it's because October 11th is National Coming Out Day, which, again, I did not know. But one of the things that I found very moving and illustrative is the purpose, and I apologize for not having this pulled up and ready, but I want to read it, is well, I may have lost it. So I'm going to paraphrase and probably misquote it and butcher it, but the general gist of it is to foster openness and honesty in the discussion and the existence of homosexuality and their contributions to the community, to the world. And the basis of it appears to be knowledge and understanding, which I firmly believe is, frankly, the first step in tearing down any wall of prejudice, is you have to understand the community to the suffering from that prejudice. So that was kind of how all this started for me. I didn't see anything particularly offensive in recognition, a proclamation of something as History Month. I checked it. Nowhere in here says that it's Gay Recruitment Month. I don't see anywhere in here that Joe Ciano is endorsing this as curriculum material for the Norman Public School system. But that said, there's been an immense amount of discussion and misinformation, I think, about what this is and what this isn't. Frankly, as I've watched some of the email blasts unfold, I think a lot of this discussion, and I'm going to be unusually candid, is driven by maneuvering for political advantage. And by that, I mean the people who initially seized on this issue and blasted it out are people who are running for office and are searching for issues upon which to distinguish themselves in the eyes of the constituency that they seek to represent. This issue, and we're being criticized as to how we spend our time. Well, normally on a mayor's proclamation, we would spend less than 90 seconds on this. The proclamation would be read. It is normally on the consent docket. It is approved. This is not an issue that has consumed extensive city resources, extensive city time. Now, because of the discussion that has formulated around this issue, it has been time-consuming this evening. However, this is not a broader debate on homosexuality. This is not a debate with regards to whether you believe that is moral or immoral, whether you believe it is a choice or a birthright or genetic. I personally believe on this journey, and I have had the opportunity to visit with several folks that I know, and I have asked them some pointed and prickly questions that I wasn't comfortable asking them, which is, number one, is this a choice? A great deal of the email discussion that we get and a great deal of discussion that's centered around this evening is that this is a choice. Now, this isn't a scientific study. This is based on 100% of the people I talk to that I know to be gay, and every one of them said absolutely not. They have known from a very early age that they were different from everybody else, that they all firmly believe this is how they were born. I had one say to me, believe me, if it was a choice, I would have chose differently. You know, if this was my choice, I didn't choose, and this was their statement, I didn't choose estrangement from my family. I didn't choose estrangement from my friends. I didn't choose to be chastised if anyone came into knowledge of this fact. I would never choose this for myself, and I wouldn't wish this on my children. So that drives part of my analysis on this issue. If you believe, and it's a matter of debate and discussion, and again, it's been made part of the discussion on this resolution, but it really isn't. But if you believe that something is natural, that you're born with it, it's conditioned, that you don't have any choice in the matter, then you can't penalize someone because that's how they are, regardless of your theological beliefs. And I don't even, frankly, want to open up the theological discussion of this issue, but it has been put forth this evening. I've got jumbled notes, and I apologize for going back and forth on this, but one of the things that came up in many of the voicemail messages, email messages that I received on this issue was that sort of dismissive, derisive, when do I get to have heterosexual month, or when do I get to have White History Month, or whatever. That is an oversimplification, and that's a disingenuous statement on this issue. When you're a member of the majority, every day is your day, every day is your month. You are, it is not required to bring understanding to you because you are the majority. So I do not accept, and I think that is, frankly, just a red herring discussion. There are calls with regards to getting on a slippery slope, leading to other things, endorsement and glorification of people's lifestyle choices. Again, I don't think that's a choice, and I don't think this is an endorsement of it, and I don't think this is a glorification of it. This is simply a statement, and as Dr. Henderson said in his letter that he asked to be read into the record, you are free to believe as you choose to believe. You're not compelled. We are not going to put rainbow banners on every light post on Main Street.